Well, all of that is still to come, but first, as scientists and the UN continue to sound warnings about the disastrous impact of global warming, a special report on the climate protesters taking direct action. Just Stop Oil has hit the headlines for a series of stunts targeting major events like the World Snooker Championship, the Chelsea Flower Show and Wimbledon. It also stages more frequent protests on the roads and motorways, causing delays and disruption, which often prompt an angry and sometimes physical response from the public. Now, the group and others like them say such direct action is the most effective way of getting its climate message across. But a poll for ITV shows a majority think the government isn't doing enough to stop them. And the Home Secretary has told us she wants the police to do more. Here's our Deputy Political Editor, Anushka Astana.
It's 7:30 a.m. in West London and the morning commute is in full swing. I'm meeting Emma, an environmental activist.
How are you? Good, a bit nervous. This road is very busy, seeing everyone kind of like stressed on their way to work, already like honking. Yeah, it's going to be intense.
Just after 8, she steps out in front of oncoming traffic.
It's already a jam.
This is Just Stop Oil, an activist group using controversial tactics to protest the government licensing new fossil fuels. You've probably heard of them. Over the past 13 weeks, they've taken direct action almost every day, targeting sporting events and staging over 500 marches in London, with the Met revealing this week they've spent £7.7 million policing them. A poll suggests a third of people think these tactics are justified, but 59% do not.
What are they achieving? Seriously, what are they achieving? Well, I've got family to feed, and what are they doing?
What's your message to them?
Get out of the way!
Hello, is that police? There are some protesters blocking the road and they need to be removed, please.
Come on, go away. Why did you just push them out of the way? What made you so angry?
Because I'm a father and that silver van was filled with children. But I also get what they're doing.
So you agree with them?
They've got a point,
you're
but this
frustrated.
level of disruption is not cool.
Go do something useful. A lot of people are shouting a lot of nasty things at you. How's that making you feel?
Obviously it is like really upsetting that people are getting this angry, but we're here for the right reasons, and if the government was doing its job properly, we wouldn't have to be here. It's the only moral thing to do at the moment.
But this slow march is about to reach a dead end. This year, the government passed a new Public Order Act clamping down on these tactics. First, they targeted the practice of locking on or gluing yourself to the road, then slow walking. Once officers issue a Section 12 notice, activists can be arrested if they do not step away.
Last week I saw the video of the mother who was trying to take her child to hospital. I was enraged when I saw that. They've lost their humanity.
Despite her anger, a poll for ITV's Tonight programme finds that 58% of people think the government is doing too little to contain these protests.
Listen, I'm going to be unrelenting in always pushing for the police to act more quickly, act more robustly and stand on the side of the British people so that these militants don't get away with it.
The future for them is looking pretty rubbish.
Emma says she has sleepless nights worrying about the impact of the climate crisis and says that will be much more disruptive than these protests.
We are talking about like life or death here. It's not about like the economy or the environment. It's like literally extinction or survival.
Other groups are shifting tack. Extinction Rebellion now focus on specific targets rather than the public, while one of its co-founders, Rupert Reed, wants to build a climate majority for those who support the cause but not the disruptive tactics. But they get less headlines, and for a major funder of Just Stop Oil, that isn't enough.
The more disruptive a protest, the more it works. You can't sit quietly by the side of the road and wave a placard or something. You can, but you won't have an impact. Disruption makes news, and news gives us the route to talk about the issue.
But the question remains whether direct action from Just Stop Oil and many other groups is actually working towards their cause.
Well, Anushka, we just saw from your report, people have really strong views, don't they, about these groups. But do they really think that their direct action is the right way to approach this?
Well, they certainly think they're getting attention, and they and other people pointed out that protest groups are not always popular when they start out. A number of people mentioned the suffragettes fighting for women's rights. So I guess the question in 2023 is, are they getting people to think about their causes, whether it's animal cruelty for Animal Rising or the climate crisis for Just Stop Oil? I think there's a debate on that. You saw lots of negative attention, people very, very angry, but a significant minority, a third, support their tactics. They think they are justified. But Mary, there's a question beyond public opinion. Are they actually getting to their cause? Are they persuading anyone to stop licensing new oil and gas? With this government, it doesn't appear that they are. And I actually put that to one of their main funders, Dale Vince, and he argued that the Tories had got this wrong, that people care about this and that they would be punished in the next election. But to know the answer to that, I'm afraid we're probably going to have to wait just over a year.